Make another video on Bitcoin. Show y'all what I'm seeing. Here's my ACP on stock charts. My indicators I bought from Larry Williams. It's my crystal ball indicators. We are on March 29th. That's your candlestick up here, March 29th. We're on a daily. It's above the Ichimoku cloud formation. It's bullish. Your blue and red line stayed positive. Your blue stayed above your red. That's positive. Your green line is looking, it follows your price action, but your Williams percent R not overbought yet. You're getting some accumulation right here. Or like I said, March 29th. So you follow your red line. Looks like a pretty good little uptrend until like April 5th. Might get a little down tick from the 6th to the 7th, then back up to the 11th. A little bit of a downtrend until April 22nd, and then a pretty nice little uptrend until like May 20th, I think it was. Let's see, where's this top out? Yeah, May 20. Long term. I mean, you might get your little dips right in here from, like April 30 to, May 4th or 5th. No big deal, but your seasonal, which measures your seasonality, what Bitcoin does on average, most likely since it became tradable, especially on Wall Street or whatever, became chartable at least, with the technical information, daily information. But it nailed this. The seasonality nailed the downtrend right here last week. Week of from March 20 to March 27th. Just nailed that downtrend right here. You see your candlesticks right here, where you started, went up from pretty much March 14. So it was a little late to the party on the dip, but then bottomed out March 25. Started back up March 26th. So pretty close, on the time frame. It's showing an uptrend until about April 16th, maybe 18th. You get a little dip right here, this little range from 16 to 17. They might get another little uptick on the 18th, and then kind of a long-term downtrend, what it's showing until May 20. So, it's kind of pick your poison. Which one do you like the best? Which one's, got the best results? Watch your price action. Watch your candlesticks. If you're seeing strength, you're seeing weakness, that's really all you can do, and it's just see which one is doing the best. Let's see, I can go to the 4-hour chart. Looks pretty good on the Ichimoku cloud. You're above your cloud system. That's a really bullish indication. When it breaks and closes above this cloud formation, that's a really bullish, especially on a 4-hour basis. That's like your midterm, charting range. You got a nice buy signal right here on your trailing line of your Ichimoku indicator. When that breaks above your cloud, it follows your price action. And so when this breaks above the cloud, that's confirmation. This will confirm at the end of the hour, I believe. It's 11:19 Eastern time. This candlestick confirms it'll close out at noon Eastern time. So that's looking pretty bullish. I mean, as long as that closes above that on an hour, 4-hour basis, that's really a bullish signal. I think it is still going to probably pull back and test the 57,000 range, just because that's been a major resistance level. It's kind of like a ceiling, you're bumping your head up against the ceiling. But I mean, your 20 exponential moving average line, this dark bold blue line, that's curving up, pointed up. So that's a good signal. As long as that's headed up, off to the races. Your MACD was a really good buy signal on a 4-hour basis. I mean, it didn't time the exact bottom. Right here was your 50,000.4 was your bottom during this little downtrend. But I mean, it would have worked pretty good. I mean, when the black line crossed the red line on your MACD on a 4-hour basis, 4-hour chart, that'd have been a nice little entry. You could have waited till your price action closed above this 20 EMA if you wanted confirmation. That's a pretty good, confirming signal. Your Ichimoku cross, your golden cross or whatever you want to call it on a 4 hour. It was a little late to the party, but that's another confirmation signal you had. Your RSI, I like this on a daily when your RSI crosses your 10-day moving average. For me, that's my all-in signal, and I use a rate of change indicator also. I wait, same thing. I like to see everything line up, on a daily or a 4 hour, different time frames. I like to watch it, make sure everything's lining up. So this is your daily chart now. The rate of change hasn't crossed above your 10-day yet. So it's indicating a little weakness. It's starting to bottom. Look like it's upticking a little bit on the thumbnail. You're shaking money. Your money flow never went negative. Your Williams percent R was actually your best buy signal off of this downtrend. It's a little, sometimes you can get a little whipsaw like you see right here. You get a little double, what they call a double dip. I call it the fangs, like a vampire fang or something. That's what it looks like to me. But, when it dips below your 80, your negative 80, that's getting oversold. And when it starts breaking above that, that's your buy signal usually. And, just depends on your momentum, your timing. If you get some news behind it, you got to take everything into consideration. But right here, for me, this signal usually doesn't lie to me. I mean, I've used this at least 4 or 5 times on, Bitcoin. I've used it on stocks a lot as my long-term all-in. I mean, not, like forever all-in, signal, but for a short time frame, at least, 1 to 9, maybe you might get, 10 or 15 days of uptrend out of it. So if you wanted to kind of that's my little swing trade, system that I've kind of been using. So far it's been working really good. I mean, I'm probably up, I don't know, close to 26,000 on Bitcoin alone. And I use it for, other, Ethereum and the other smaller crypto coins also. I can't chart everything on stock charts just because they don't follow all the crypto coins. Now, tradingview.com is probably the best for crypto charting. They track nearly all of them, majority of them. I mean, there's over like 8,000 crypto coins, I think, now. So you can't track them all, but, you try to get the hot ones, the ones, that are moving. This is my market cipher, or not mine. I didn't create it, but hey, Bitcoin just down around 57.5. Just got an alert, went off through TradingView. You can see that right here. If you highlight the candle on the daily, your close is right here with a C right here. You got your low, your high, your open. Your close is where it's at right now. So 57.4. 57.425 is where it's at right now. Right around that range. I was thinking, if you want to do a little dip trade on it, maybe around 57,000. This is on your daily. You see my time frames up here. I added those on TradingView where I could get to them, like little shortcuts. But the daily chart gave a buy signal on the 27th of March. Worked really good. It was day late on your up candle, but I mean this opened high, it looks like, and then closed lower. I believe I'm on regular candles. Yeah. It's on a 4 count up. This could easily go to a 9 count. I'm thinking at least 60, maybe might hit 70, 71,000. If we get some momentum behind it, get some news. We had nice news on Visa. I guess approves crypto or something. They've been working on implementing Bitcoin and other crypto coins into their system. Credit cards, I guess, or whatever. I don't know if they have it where you can buy Bitcoin through Visa or whatever, but I mean, obviously you can with a lot like Coinbase, crypto.com. You can tie in your debit card or your credit card. It used to do credit cards. Some credit cards won't let you because they're like Coinbase, I believe, is based out of the United States. I think they're in Europe somewhere, but so some of your credit cards won't let you buy Bitcoin or whatever with your credit card, but and most banks will let you do it. I know like USAA will. You got to be careful. There's one guy I follow on YouTube. He said he got like registered as a criminal because he deposited money from Coinbase wallet, crypto wallet, to his bank account. I think it was SunTrust, and they labeled him as a criminal. So he says the main thing, if you're going to, deposit money from Coinbase or any kind of crypto wallet, move it to PayPal first and then move it to your bank account. And then that should prevent you from being labeled any kind of criminal activity or whatever. It's BS that they're labeling crypto as criminal. It's not. It's another asset, it's another investment, just like stocks. But, all the banks are tied in with Wall Street. It's all, whatever. Don't get me down that rabbit hole. But so just be careful if you do that. Just make a note of that, because that is what he recommends to do. And he's living it right now, so he's got to go through a big long process to get off of the watch list as a criminal. Even though he literally is a multimillionaire because of Bitcoin and some of these crypto, Ethereum, some of these smaller, crypto coins. So, it's making people, not everybody, but it's made, I think they said over 100,000 billionaires, I think, during this last, bull run, up action. So anyway, let's look at a 4-hour chart on my, this is called Market Cipher, this indicator here. This is the B indicator, and all your indicators up here is your A indicator. Now this number sequence, that's TD sequential. I found a hack version on TradingView that I could use to, do the number count for me. I just like using it. It helps me time my entries and exits, and especially my exits. I like trying to get out. If it's bumping its head against this blue line right here, this is part of Market Cipher, the blue lines. That kind of estimates your average trading range for the day, and it's pretty close. A lot of your highs and lows will bounce right off of it. So I really like that for that. And if I see any kind of action around a 7, 8, 9 on your count, on your candlestick, on like a 30-minute or 24-minute basis, I definitely take profit. Look right here. Timed it perfect. This was yesterday, I guess, at 5:30 in the morning. Or is that today? No, that's today. That was this morning. Perfect. Got your green dot buy signal, Market Cipher, on a 30-minute basis. Didn't time it exactly on the 1, but on your 1 candle, 1 number on your uptrend. But that's your buy signal. Buy in right there, hold it for a 7, 8, 9 count. Wait till it bumps its head on your blue line. Try to time it. You try to put in a sell order or something, maybe just a little bit below that. That works like a charm. I made a little quick trade yesterday morning while we was eating breakfast. Made like $215. I'm using Bybit for my leverage trades, where you can leverage up to 100x. I don't recommend that. Most people say, try it as a beginner, maybe 5, 10x leverage. That's about the most you want to, till you start getting good at trading, timing your technical analysis and reading the charts and your indicators. It helps to have this Market Cipher software, just because it tells you. Your green dots tell you where your buy signals are. They don't always work. Like this one didn't work that great. It went up for like 1 bar, 2 bars. It went up for 1 bar actually, and then went down, for 3 or 4. But if you can catch this below 0, if you can catch it on kind of an up swoop on this, wave right here, you catch your green dot coming on that, and especially if you see any of this volume action, you see your volume, spiking, getting above your average, volume, especially your, 4 or 5 10 bar, average here. That's definitely a major indication, that a lot of money's coming in. Somebody's buying it, they're trading it, betting on it to go up. And so, it works good for what they call little scalp trades. You're just scalping, you're trying to make, maybe 1,000 or 2,000, points, on your price action. And you did. I mean, from the bottom, this opened, let's say you got in at the close price of 55,399. You sold anywhere close to the top, 55, there's 58,390. I mean, there's a 3,000 point move right there. If I did my math right. Yeah, closed from 55.3 to, and if you got the top, which nobody's going to guess the top exactly. So, you sell just a little bit below it, maybe 58.5. Something like that. I mean, that's close to $3,000. I mean, over 3,000. If you had them enough to buy a whole Bitcoin, you made, $3,500 on that little move. That's a 30-minute move on 8 bars. So each of your candlesticks represents 30 minutes. So there's an hour, there's 2 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. You made $3,500 in 3.5 hours. I mean, yeah, I don't know anybody that would, turn that down. But, it's for clicking a mouse, clicking a few buttons, learning how to do it. I mean, man, it's, and I'm just learning the Bybit deal, whatever, the leverage trading, and you don't have to. I mean, this can help you if you want to do long term. I mean, man, this was a perfect buy signal. If you wanted to enter in, this is nice upward momentum. You get above they call it a VWAP. It's tied in with your options. It's kind of like I don't know the exact term of it. You can Google it or whatever, but it's tied in with your options. Your average price is what it is. I think it's volume weighted average price. I'm not exactly sure, but so that's your white line right here, your kind of bold white line. And when your price action gets above that, when your candlestick closes, your 30-minute candlestick, so at the end of 30 minutes, when it closes and starts a new candle, if that's above your white line, your VWAP on a 30-minute to an hour or daily or whatever time frame you're trading on, that's a pretty good buy signal. Sometimes it'll slingshot up and then retest it. So a lot of times on the retest, that's a good entry point. You could have waited on this 2 bar and seen if it tested it or not. It didn't. Didn't even get a candlestick down or candle wick. Like turn a candlestick upside down, like here. That would have been an outstanding time to buy right here. On the close of this one. 55,399. So pretty much 55.4. Sorry, man, I missed that one. I mean, a lot of people probably missed it because it's 2:30 in the morning, Eastern time, so it's middle of the night. But obviously, probably some Europe action. I'm guessing. Their markets open a little sooner than ours. Could be off of their options market or futures. Probably, most likely. China and Europe, their markets trade overnight while we're sleeping. They're kind of ahead of the time frame, but kind of jumped the gun on us. But so anyway, everything's looking pretty bullish. Like I say, if you wanted to enter some kind of little trade or long term, I would look for a pullback around this 57,000. See what it does, and we'll keep an eye on it. That's all I got.